Here with head football coach Joel Taylor, the 1-0 West Georgia Wolves, getting ready for a Week 2 trip to 22nd ranked Nichols. Coach will give an opening statement, and then we'll field some questions.
Yeah, hope everybody had a good Labor Day. 3-day weekend is always good, but not in Atlanta football. But it's been good. It was a good Thursday for the Mighty Wolves. Thought we did a lot of good things. When you talk about scoring on offense, defense, and special teams, I think that was the first time since we did it since 2016. So that was a good day. It was a good day for us. We were able to capitalize on some things, which was always good. We held Hatch and his team to 3 points. I don't know if an FCS team has done that since I've played them. That's pretty low. 2011, yeah. So for our dang on defense to do that, my hat goes off to Coach Woody Blevins and his staff for having a great game plan and going out there and executing. Now there's some things I think we got to do a better job at. We had 2 missed field goals. But the reason for those field goals, you're talking about a sack, which would have been a 46-yard field goal, and then we had to kick a 53-yard field goal. And then I think we had a false start on another field goal, which made it a little bit longer as well. And then I think we got to play a little bit better in the middle 8. So, but all in all, it was a good day. But we got a day. We still got to play our best football, and hopefully from game 1 to game 2, that will happen. And we're getting ready to face a really good ball club. I think Coach Tommy Rybeck does a phenomenal job. He's been there for a while. I think he has 8 returning starters on defense. That's probably the most in FCS football. I don't know that for sure, but to have a veteran defense coming back like that, it's going to be definitely a challenge. Also, I think they have a winning pedigree. I think in the last, 10 years, I think since 2018, so 18, 19, I think in 23, they were able to win their conference title. So be a great matchup. I think they're ranked 22. I think you just said that. They're ranked 22 now. And they beat Incarnate Word, ranked number 4 in the nation, and was leading in the fourth quarter with Troy. So it'll be a great challenge for the Wolves, but I think we'll be ready for it. Questions?
Coach, with a big win like that to start the season, what kind of mindset does that create for your team for the rest of the season?
Well, I hope it's not rat poison, that's what old Nick Saban says, man. At the end of the day, I think each game is different, and we were able to execute in that game, and also not allow them, to get us, out of our element. But it creates a good mindset. All the hard work that we've, put in since January, I think is important, and the kids see the fruits of their labor. So hopefully, these guys come out this week. But, at the end of the day, each game's different. But come out here and get a good week of practice and get ready for Nichols.
Coach, I think the most impressive thing from last week, getting off the field on third down.
Yeah.
That's been a big thing from last year to this year. I know we're 1 game in, but just talk about the ability to get off the field on third down. I think they had 6 chances at 3rd and 1, 4th and 1, and we stopped them every single time. So talk about your ability to get off the field on third down.
Yeah, so I think it was 5 or 16. I think that's like 29%. Our goal is 30%, so we met our goal. But we made a huge emphasis on situational football. I think that's what killed us last year in some games. So it was great to see in the first game we were able to kind of get off the field in that aspect, but also 4th downs. I think they were 0 for 3, if I'm not mistaken, on 4th downs, and to me that's a turnover. I think the first drive that created a lot of momentum for us. So if we continue to do those type of things, play well in situational football, if it's red zone, 2-minute, things of that nature, 3rd down, I think we have a really good chance of winning, each game.
With those 3rd downs, obviously the defensive front plays a big part there.
Yep.
I think the pass rush really impressed me. What did you kind of see out of that group up front this past week?
Yeah. I think, up front, I think everybody did a pretty good job. But, up front, I think, David Holt did a really good job of getting to the quarterback. You look at, Jeff Spate, Rob Johnson inside. Those guys work well together. I also thought our linebackers played well for the most part. Jay Carter was all over the daggone place, making some really good plays, just having a nose for the ball. We had a young freshman come in as well, Jai Carter, right? So we got Jay and Jai in the same room, and both of those guys did really well. And then we had another guy I thought, flew around and made some plays with Chance Bryant at our nickel spot. Losing a guy that we lost last year, for him to fill that spot, and we didn't even feel the difference there. So it was good, just overall defensively, because you got to do a great job in coverage, so those guys got enough time to get in the backfield.
Coach, talk about Davin Widener. He had a pretty good night last Thursday night, and how do you feel like his performance was, and how do you think he feels like his performance went leading into this week?
Well, I think he was probably expecting a little bit more. I think he threw for the low twos. He did have a rushing touchdown, but he did have a bad interception, right before the half. And he was coming off. He seen me, I seen him. He's like, Coach, yeah, I messed that up, And we just got a first down. We had a minute and a half left. We had 3 timeouts, so he didn't have to rush that play, and he knows that. But he knows he's capable of more, and that's the thing I love about Davin. So I look forward to him, bouncing back to have a better game this game. But Davin, he's good, man. He's excited about this week.
Coach, what have you seen from Nichols? What do they do well on offense and defense? Yeah.
I tell you this, man. I think they have the mentality of their head coach. He's a defensive guy. Offensively, don't turn the ball over. Run the ball, don't turn the ball over. And they're going to run the ball and try to run the ball. They got a pretty good player, number 22. I think he was the freshman of the year in that conference last year. Good back. So they're going to run him and run number 35, and then play action pass off of it and some naked game. So they're going to keep you honest. So don't turn the ball over there. And then defensively, he's a defensive-minded coach. He's been a defensive coordinator there for, I guess, the last 10 years. I think since 2015, if I'm not mistaken. Defensively, they've done a nice job of keeping the ball in front of them, stopping the run. Like I said, it's a veteran group. They've seen a lot of football. I think their game plan going in, guys, hey, don't turn the ball over. Let's play some dang on good defense. And we can't beat ourselves, but they do a really good job, special teams as well, so I think they're a well-coached football team. I think they're excited. I think they believe in what they're doing. So we got to do a great job of, playing really good football when we go down there.
Very good. All right, thanks, Coach.